What's up, gays, straights, and other days? It's Mally. I'm back with another episode of Lady in Mystery. Oh my goodness, I am ready to be back with Leader Kong's route. I'm wearing my rainbow shirt, my rainbow gap shirt, so let's just get right into this. When I got surprised and got up, then Leader Kong got up as well gracefully. She adjusted her clothes quietly and quickly with the tip of her fingers and then looked up. You were the only ones so busy from the early morning. I couldn't help but notice you. Oh. Was she watching me the whole time from the moment I was talking to that servant? When I got flustered, Leader Kong purposely made her eyes softer and smiled even more. Yes, please. Yes, please. I do so enjoy being swept off my feet. I was worried from the moment you got up early and secretly put your shoes on. Worried about what? Why did you get up so early anyway? I've never slept for more than 4 hours at night ever since I left Songdo. Leader Kong seemed nostalgic for a moment while talking about her hometown. But then she looked away right away, so I couldn't tell what she was thinking. All I saw was that Leader Kong woke up when no one else was up, dressed up perfectly, fixed her hair, and was out in a perfect appearance. Her life must have always been like this. Aww. Leader Kong looked up and looked me in the eyes. I guess you've already made up your mind to investigate this case even if I tell you not to. It just happened to be like that. Then you should do it. If that makes you feel better, then you should do that. Leader Kong just calmly nodded, not like what I expected at all. She was so willing that I started to feel bad. But then, when I think about it, even when I brought up Juhi and when I sent escaped criminals to Bolamudo, she never really blamed me. Well, of course not. She knows that she can't, really control us. She can just, caution us because she just doesn't want us to get hurt, which is really sweet. Are you going back to Hanyang today, then? Well, today or tomorrow. I'm thinking of loading my luggage and leaving when Butler Zheng arrives. Until then, I should be hiding inside the main building. That's why I wanted to get some air earlier in the morning. I see. If you ever miss being held in a Wait! I know I said she was direct, but holy... I'm gonna need a second to recover from that. Yurin! Oh my. If you ever miss being held in a woman's arms, you can always come to my room. Leader Kong smiled brightly and turned around. Ha ha. I didn't know what that meant when I first heard it. Okay. We found it, ladies, gents, non-binary folks. We have found it. We have found a lesbian denser than I am. I didn't know what that meant when I first heard it, but when I realized later and got surprised, Leader Kong was already further away from the doorstep. Do I get the choice? Do I get the choice? Do I get the choice, please? Yes? What? You fucking tease! Come on! You think you could just come in with your sick-ass jazz theme, just get me to forget about the fact that Leader Kong's basically like, hey baby, if you want to come snuggle, my door's open. For a second, I really thought. As the days got warmer, the sun was coming up early, but people were waking up much later than that. As I was leaning against the wall, some servant girls were starting to come out. Then boys, old servants, and kitchen maids started to start the day. After waiting for a while, covering my face with the fan to avoid the sun, Woo-sung and Juhi came out to the yard almost at the same time. Brother, why didn't you wake me up when you got up? That piano is mocking me. Woo-sung seemed like he was in a rush. Why? He was tying his gat string while walking towards me. And then Juhi was still half asleep and frowning while rubbing her arms a little. Aw, my sweet best friend. I don't even know how I slept last night. But isn't it better to sleep with a woman than with some guys? Come on, you're all so gay. Help me out here. It depends. What? Oh, you still had to share a room with Leader Kong. Juhi shook her head as if she's really over her. I mean, I understand that it would be too much to share the same room with Leader Kong for anyone. I tried imagining being alone with Leader Kong and then quietly rubbed my cheek. I've never really been alone with her in a closed space, and I have my own reason to avoid that different from Juhi's. Then Huang Zhongnam was walking out of his room across the yard with his hands full of behind the back. That was a sentence that I could not read. He frowned when he saw us. Why are you all out here again? Are you trying to walk around or flirting with one of my servants again? Hey, I don't know about my bro over here, which I mean, good on you, bro, moving on and shit. But I only have eyes for one merchant lady, so you don't have to worry about me making off with one of your girls or whatever, okay? I am spoken for. Even if I don't know it yet, Hisu. What do you mean by flirting? Woo-sung got upset and raised his voice, but Huang Zhongnam just ignored and picked his ears. Oh, come on, it's cute. He looked quite flustered last night, but he seemed to calm down a lot after a good night's sleep. Maybe his flusteration... Flusteration? Is that a real word? Hold on. It's been a long time since we've done a Google search in this channel. Flusteration, the state of being flustered. Agitation. I guess it's a word. I feel like there's a better word than that. All right, never mind. When I thought about having breakfast, I think my father just passed away because it was just his time to go. That's a little suspicious, but I didn't have to stop you from leaving. Let's not make an enemy of each other for this. You have cool purple robes, so I'll let it slide, but also, I'm sus of you now. I'll offer breakfast for you, so please have some before you leave. If Leader Kong is staying for breakfast, then I shall stay. But wait! Huh? When I stopped him from going back, he raised his eyebrows as if he's annoyed. Well, he probably is, because I'm being annoying. I think he was definitely poisoned to death. Let me see the body. What made you think like that about my father? How many witnesses are in this house? He coughed up blood so much and fell down grasping his chest. Everyone saw that he bled through his eyes and ears to death. Thanks, Hisu, I needed that mental image again. My gosh, I'm the most upset right now. I'm his son after all. But what do? The binyo didn't change its color at all. But let me still look at the body. Maybe it's like some weird plot device where it's like, it's not, that binyo might have been not genuine silver. Because I could see that being a thing. I've seen that plot device before. Not in this story, but in different ones. I'll find out what poison was used. Huh? Who do you think you are? I am one half of the Fixer Brothers! And whatever the fuck Juhi called herself her last route, the Black... Bloody Mary, whatever she called herself. He has helped Upo Shungen solve dozens of cases so far, so do what he says. Juhi! Best friend! Aw, yay! As Juhi seconded my words, Huang Zhongnam shook his head awkwardly. You will listen to my best friend, excuse you. But how can I let a stranger touch my father's body? What do you think a coroner does? I'm not gonna touch the body, you weirdo. You're going to touch it if necessary, and you're going to document it. I'm just going to assist you by the side. If you look into your father's body now, as I told you, then you can edge in when the government office sends the policeman here. So you have nothing to lose. You've already sent someone to the government office, so it's inevitable for them to investigate this case. What if they don't examine the body thoroughly and try to frame one of the family members in this house? Who do you think they're going to frame? Huang Zhamnam moaned a little with a frown as if he was debating. If this person has nothing to do with his father's death, then there's no reason for him to refuse that person to look into the body. On the other hand, even if the person is related to the father's death, it's better to look into the body now, because he can't take a risk getting suspicion by the policemen when they come by later. Huang Zhangnam dragged on for a while and then finally nodded. I struggle with names like that. No, that's another one that I struggle with. I'm just gonna call him the father because otherwise I'm gonna waste so many outtakes stuttering over the names. Y'all are lucky that I edit most of those out, because like most of the editing is just me stuttering. The father's body was lying down in the main room. His hand was in the same shape while he's grasping his chest, and the rest of the body was not remaining in the same position as he died. It was definitely a good choice to come look at the body because the body has all the characteristics of a person who died of poison. For starters, the face is dark and bluish. The body doesn't just change to a dark blue color when the cause of death is some disease. It clearly shows the exact cause of death. Also, it kept bleeding through its mouth and nose even though they wiped the blood last night. Huang Zhamnam also seemed so flustered to see his father's body completely changed within one night. He even let all the servants who came here to help out of the room except for some old servants. This is weird even for you, right? Wusung and Juhi couldn't get in with me, so I was the only one with Huang Zhamnam. As I caught his eyes, I told him to press the body. Press it where, Hisu? Huang Zhangnam carefully pressed his father's arm and then freaked out and pounded his chest. Wait, what? This is nuts. How come this body is still so soft after a day? Listen, we already had to deal with the great Jello corpse in Chuhi's route, okay? I've had enough Jello corpses! Huang Zhangnam pressed his father's soft body again. I hate that sentence so much. Everyone knows that the body should be stiff already after a day. An old servant with tan skin carefully interrupted. Young master, I've seen a body died of arsenic, and it looked exactly like the body of this master here. The color of the face was exactly the same. Dark and bluish. I'll take your word for it because we only get silhouettes, which I will say, and I know I said this ages ago, but this is a really, really clever way to show, like, because this is a murder mystery game, because everyone pretty much ends up dead in these cases, this is a really good way to safely show the dead bodies without showing all the gore and stuff. And that's like one of my favorite things about the game that isn't like route specific. I really do love that. Well, I don't know about the soft skin though. Arsenic. Arsenic, you said? Yes, this is poison. No, I don't think so. If he has died of arsenic, then his body would have been full of blisters and his tongue would have been split in half. Ew! Thanks! The characteristics of arsenic poisoning are cracked lips and the body full of blisters. Also, his stomach should have been bloated. But this body is so fine. I think I know that the translation isn't the best, but fine is... Let me just give a future note to any future translators that might be watching this for the sake of people like me reading these later. Fine can mean a number of things, but the word you want here is intact, because that means that the body isn't like ridiculously maimed or something like that. It's still preserved. It's still in decent condition. While Huang Xiangnam was frowning, servants started whispering to each other. How can the body still soft? After talking for a while, one of them carefully opened his mouth. What about brine? Can it be brine? Because then the body might not be stiff like this body. Right. Brine. No, that's not the answer either. Hisu, can you just say what it is? Can you just stop letting all the servants, can we stop conducting murder class over here like Poison 101? If it was brine, then he would have lost his hair and his nails would have rotten. Also, he should have foamed at the mouth. He wouldn't keep bleeding like this. Also, either arsenic or brine, if it was the poison that everyone would know, then the binyo would have changed its color. If you're gonna keep saying no to all the possibilities, then why did you say he was poisoned in the first place? That is close to what I was saying before. But yes, that too. And he's not poisoned. He died of his age then. Huang Xiangnam raised his voice with a nervous tone and then turned towards the body. The body was in no way near normal. You just called it soft and fine. That usually means intact and not, I guess, stiff and dry or whatever. Ugh, I hate myself for that one. It's not normal, but it doesn't show any specific features of a certain poison. Then Huang Xiangnam gasped and stepped back. There was a tooth on his hand. What? Surprise, tooth! Huang Xiangnam got surprised and looked back and forth at the servants and me and then shook his head. Gosh, my father. His teeth were in bad shape because of his age, but I didn't know it would just fall out when I just touched a little. You were touching his mouth? I want to drink my coffee, Hisu. Come on, this is gross. It seemed that he accidentally pulled out his father's tooth. Stop talking about it. I quickly bent over and looked into the inside of his mouth. I don't want a description, Hisu. Hisu, just shut up! Shut up! I don't want to hear it. His teeth were in an odd shape. Great, leave it at that. His gum was soft and sank down. I don't want to read this. And all his teeth were wobbly. I don't think I ever read anything about like this. That wasn't the right order of words, but we're going with it. If this was a symptom of a certain poison that I've read about, then as soon as I saw this body, something should have come across my mind. But there was nothing. It is certainly a poison, but not a poison. What the fuck does that mean? Something that is a poison, but not poison at the same time. What, like these words in my brain that don't make sense? Damn it, so what is it then? You're such a quack. Huang Xiangnam suddenly got mad at me and the servants holding a canine that was pulled out of the body. Can you stop specifying the tooth? Shut up! What? Okay, we're just gonna... Where are we going? Woo-Sung's point of view. Wait! Hey! Excuse me! Ah! What? What happened? You're gonna put me in suspense here, like, what's the poison? And then all of a sudden, scene change! Okay, sure. Well, we're in Woo-Sung's point of view, and I'm already screaming. I've been screaming since the start of this episode, but okay. Ah! My brother ran out of the room after a good while, freaking out. I could see Huang Xiangnam grabbing a servant by the throat and slapping him through the chink in the door. Okay. Brother. Hi, Juhi. What happened? Gosh, that guy accidentally pulled off his father's teeth while looking into the body. I don't want to hear this again. Then I think he's suddenly gone insane. Look at him now. I almost got hit by an inkstone as well. What? As my brother freaked out and shook his head, my heart sank down as well. You almost got hit by an inkstone? What the? Okay. Inkstone. Not Inktober. I don't draw well enough for that. Okay, so it looks like this. Oh! This just looks like a fucking quill pot, like a pot of ink. Inkstone, a traditional Chinese stationery stone mortar for grinding in the containment of ink. So literally like a little ink bottle. This is an ink bottle right here. The one with where the feathers dipped in, that's an ink bottle. Wow, we're doing a lot of Googling today. I was so surprised that I couldn't think of anything else. But in the meantime, he was exchanging glances with Shim Juhi as if they were thinking the same thing and whispered something. We have secret glances? Best friend! Here, this chink. What are you going to do? When I looked at it last night, I think they put all the bowls and plates from the party and some dishes the father used in the corner. I think they're still going to be there. Let's go check out those dishes. Servants might contaminate the evidence if we go there too late. Huh? Are you going to the kitchen? Yes, Woo-sun, catch up. Don't you need to get permission from the owner then? When do I ever ask permission for anything, really? Come on. As I was saying that, I artfully looked at the main room again. Wang Zhongnam seemed too angry to listen to what other people have to say right now. And my brother and Juhi are using this as an opportunity. Let's go to the kitchen quickly while he is distracted. Ah, my scheming little heart. I love you. Ah, best friend. I'm staying in the main building anyway. If we get caught, we can just say we got lost on the way to the main building. That's a weird excuse, but it will work. Why would two guys follow you to the main building? It's a stranger's house. What's wrong with walking a skittish sister to her room? And if not, we can just say Mr. Hisu got too horny and wanted to go. The sad thing is, she's not wrong. Alright, what have I got to say about that? Yay! 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 Oh, that has to be my favorite line. I feel like it's so easy to make your reader cry, but like, it's even harder to make him laugh, and this game just never fails to make me smile. Oh my god. What is she talking about? Why are we following my brother when he gets horny? Which is highly unlikely, by the way. No, it's more likely than you think. But even before I refute, Juhi and my brother crouched like riled squirrel and were quickly crossing the doorstep to the kitchen. Is it this maneuver? Wait. Is my acorn. I am wild squirrel. Oh, never change, game. Never fucking change. This is insane. Yeah, a little bit. I shook my head and forced myself to crouch and fall. I'm just picturing Woo-sun just do the same. Oh my god. Forget the Fixer brothers. We're the Squirrel Squad. But when we actually went to the kitchen, it was locked. Okay, those are wooden doors. Fucking punch a hole in it. My brother touched the lock in different ways and then gave a sigh. And then Juhi tried to pull it off the hinge by hitting it with a rock, as if she's not afraid of getting caught at all, and then got discouraged and gave up. Then, dear God. The servant girl who was walking out with a basket on her side got startled and almost fainted by us squatting right in front of the kitchen door. Shut up! Juhi reached her hand and covered the servant's mouth. She opened her eyes wide with her face caught by Juhi and just looked at her. It's shocking and scary to see Juhi, who was born and raised in Northern Village, acting like a gangster! Oh, we got gangster Juhi now. Come on, she jumped over a wall and ran away here and has been nothing but a badass. Why does this surprise you? My brother and I don't act like that even though we've been doing this work for 5 years. When my brother gave her a signal with his hand, Juhi let her go. We are gangsters, what the fuck? And then the servant got surprised and looked back and forth at me at my brother. But she didn't even look at Juhi as if she was still scared of Juhi. Why are you here? What about you? Why are you here? Okay, so we're 10. Cool. Huh? Mrs. Huang told me to put the bowls in the kitchen. Then I noticed that the servant girl had a key to the kitchen on her wrist. She seemed to notice that something was weird. She stepped back and started looking around us. She was about to run away if necessary. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Juhi tackled you to the ground. At that moment, my brother pushed my back. You should go and ask her if you can borrow that key. Flirt a little. Talk to her. What? You should start with, that snack you gave me yesterday was so sweet like you. What? Yes, and then grab her hands. Why am I giving romance advice? Me, the most clueless person. Why? What? Why would I? I resisted hard, but Juhi and my brother didn't even answer and just pushed me. They even kicked me, so I almost bounced forwards. The servant girl got surprised and looked at me but didn't run away. I was freaking out, but I had no choice but to approach her. I walked towards her and stood before her. The servant girl got surprised and looked up at me. The snack you gave me. Oh my god. Huh? Snack, let me borrow that kitchen key. But I'll be in big trouble if I lend you this key, sir. What are you going to do with this? What do you think I'm gonna do with the key? It only does one thing. Well, that's... As I kept dragging on, I guess it made them annoyed. I could hear my brother coming this way and Juhi giving a sigh. Yeah, cause the point of you was basically using you as man candy, and that clearly didn't work because you suck at flirting more than I do. Then my brother showed up in front of me. Hey you, my sister. I don't know which was worse, the one that sucks at flirting or the one that is just so in your face. Oh my god. I'm not trying to do bad things to your master. This is not okay. I'm just trying to check again if any dishes have poison. You can come and watch us if that would make you feel more comfortable. Sister-in-law? Hisu, what the fuck? Yes, give us the key, sister-in-law. You know what? I may be bad at this, but I can always count on Juhi to yes and me. Oh my god. Best friend. Best friend. We're terrible together. She's calling her sister-in-law too? Well, yeah, because she's still pretending to be our sister, so... While the servant girl and I were distracted, Juhi took the key from her wrist. Never mind, we're geniuses! The kitchen was quite cold. As they're a wealthy family, they would have planned the structure and built this kitchen from the beginning. They would make it cold during the day and at night and let it dry all the time. Thanks to that, most of the leftover food from the party in the kitchen looked fine. Sure? A couple of dishes look bad enough. Wait, am I gonna get to investigate this area again? The table that is served to Huang Pa Guang had a golden ring on the table legs and it was moved to the kitchen as is. When I saw the dishes on that table, I felt a little overwhelmed. Nothing on this table seemed normal. I'll take your word for it, because unless you mean that table over in the corner over there, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Those were all antiques from the Goryeo ceramic that was baked in dark dirt to teacup in Han style, which you would have bought from here and there. What about the spoon or the cups he used? When I asked, the servant girl nervously pointed to a dishwashing bowl. All the little plates or utensils were already soaked in the water. His tin cup was not an exception. There were a few cups that looked exactly like the one Huang Pa Guang was holding last night in the water. Woo-sun got surprised and put the cup out, but there was nothing left in the glass. What is that? How could he put the cup that may have poison in it in the water? I don't know. I don't know about this. Okay, who moved the table? Well, Mrs. Huang gave an order, so we all lifted and moved it together. She told us to soak all the cups and empty plates in advance, so we just did it without any intention. We were all just so distracted. There wasn't poison on the cup, so it doesn't matter actually, does it? Is Mrs. Huang the wife of Huang Zhongnam or who was wearing purple clothes? While I was frowning, the servant girl looked so worried and anxious. Was I not supposed to do that? Do you think they would accuse me of washing the cups as a crime when the policemen come from the government office? You know, actually I don't think so because you're a servant following orders. I think they might accuse whoever ordered you to do that though. I mean, that's not really a crime, but gosh. How could you not preserve this? I took out the tin cups from the bowl, grumbling. Ow! I didn't miss that sound. 4 old tin cups of the same unique shape were one set. They all looked the same, so I couldn't tell which one was the one that Huang Pa Guang was holding. Hey, do they share all these cups together? Huh? No, the master has a special mark on his cup. Oh. How convenient for the plot. He didn't even want to share his cup with his child. He had mysophobia. Alright, Google search the third! Mysophobia. Mysophobia, extreme or irrational fear of dirt or contamination. Hainyun turned the cup in different ways and pointed the dragon carved near the handle. I hope that's close enough. We're gonna go with that pronunciation. Ow, why? Here, there's red jade on it. I can't... Okay, I hope Hisu can see that, because I can't. Now that she mentioned it, I noticed that the only one cup had jewelry on it. The jade on the dragon's mouth. Hainyun continued and told us that her master is dexterous and put the jade on that cup himself. Sure. He mixed other cups, but only that cup with the jade on it was the master's. As she said that, I looked at the tin cup again and looked back at Han-Yun. Was he a collector? Yes, he used to collect Western paintings and antiques. He only likes really old things. Some people only drink tea on the teacup from Tang on the plate from Song and spend all their money on expensive imported paintings from China. It's hard for normal people to understand why they're so obsessed with those things, but some people are more obsessed with objects or paintings than with people. I guess Huang Pa Guang was one of them. Han-Yun pointed at the tin cup and lowered her voice as if she was telling us the big secret. I heard that tin cup was imported from China. He said it was... Oh, God. Okay, I have read somewhere that ZH is a J sound, so... Zhuge Liang? That's not right, but okay. He said it was that dude's cup. That dude from Records of the Three Kingdoms? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, he treasured the cup since it was that dude's cup. Please stop making me say that name, because I'm not going to get it right. Of course, there are more expensive cups in the storage inside or on the servant's corner, but he especially liked this one so much. He said it made him feel like he became a rival leader of that time. That dude's cup? I'm sorry, okay? I don't know how to say it, so just deal with me calling him that dude. What ridiculous nonsense. It doesn't make sense that the cups that dude was using were preserved as a set in 2 pairs like someone just made it. Oh, God. We're gonna get through this. That's not a clearance sale, goods. It was so obvious that he was scammed, but Han-Young was so sure that it was real, so I didn't correct her. Instead, I looked closely at that so-called that dude's cup. All the cups looked exactly alike except for the jade on one cup. Then I heard someone coming outside the kitchen. I think someone's coming. Thank you, servant girl. Thank you. Thank you. I could not hear that myself. You should get out now. Like, right fucking now. Han-Young got surprised and rushed us. Okay. I can either stare at the cup or get out right now. Well, I was told that I don't really have to worry about branch splitting, so I would like to look into the cup a little more, please, because I feel like being a defiant little shit. I ignored Han-Yun and started to look into the cup a little more. I gave a signal to Woo-Sung with my hand and made him stand guard. Then I started to look into the cup more closely. We went to this house and the main event was about to start, because shortly after we got into this house, they started to toast with glasses. They must have considered the guests who were coming from long distance. The toast must have been the first event of the party, and if he died of poison that made him die right away, then it must have been through the cup, because he couldn't even touch the food before he died. I'm nervous to death, sir. Uh-huh. See that space in that little shelf over there? Clear the pottery and get in. While Han-Young was getting anxious, I was only focused on the cup. I lined up all the cups and looked at them with just my eyes first, and then I closed my eyes and started touching the other 3 cups that looked exactly alike with my hands. After rubbing for a while, the fuck am I doing? Okay. At some point, I felt some uneven surface on my hand with only one of the cups. Ow! Stop! Why? I opened my eyes right away and checked the spot I just touched. It was the dragon's mouth. Yes? Only one of the cups has a dragon with a more dented mouth. It was as if something was stuck on that spot before, probably whatever red stuff was there. That spot was exactly the same spot where the jade was on Huang Pa Guang's cup. Then the kitchen door opened. It was that hunchback servant who was questioned yesterday just because he made the liquor. He was holding a cast iron pot as if he was just going to move the pot inside the kitchen. As soon as he saw us, he got flustered and held his breath. Han-Yan saw the hunchback that was about to run, so she ran towards him and grabbed him by the arm. Hey! Gobshoy, you can't tell anyone about this. This is a secret. A secret. Okay. What were you doing here? That hunchback named Gobshoy looked back and forth at us at Han-Yan and kept sweating. These gentlemen think the master was poisoned to death, so I just showed them the dishes. There was poison in the liquor? Really? Gobshoy bit his nails a couple of times with an anxious face and then almost ran away from the kitchen. Okay. That happened. Sure. Okay. I thought that was gonna lead me to like a bad ending or something, like, cause I just wanted to be defiant for the sake of being defiant. But I guess we're fine. Did that matter at all? Okay. Almost half the guests started to leave the house with the note that they are going back. People kept leaving one group after another, and servants from far away came to the house and started packing for their masters. The house was so distracting, so Huang Zhongnam couldn't leave the gate while being distracted by all the guests. When most of the guests were gone, Huang Zhongnam came to me, Woo-Sung, and Juhi, who were lining up in the corner of the yard and bluntly talked to us. Aren't you going back? You didn't let us go home last night. Did you change your mind now? You stopped us from going back. I already told you it's okay to go. My father is already dead. What can I do about it? You're not even close to my father to come to his funeral. I think it's better for you to leave. Alright, fine by me, because Leader Kong is not here, so I don't care. I think we got what we needed, okay? We're fine. Wait, let us stay one more night. Oh, we didn't get what we needed. Alright, Hisu, fine, whatever. Right, just one more night. Aww. Wait, since when is she ever this supportive of us? What? I don't think I've ever seen Juhi so supportive on, like, the other routes other than, like, when she found out we were a girl, like, obviously, like... Aww, best friend! Juhi helped me while eating strawberries that Hainyun brought earlier. You can't argue with her, can you? You can't argue with my bestest buddy. In the meantime, another group of guests was pouring out from the detached building. They seemed so confident, shouting, "Are you still not going to let us go?" as walking out. Fucking assholes. Ugh, my life. It's so annoying. Oh, come on, dude. I'm actually trying to solve this fucking case. Come on. Huang Xiangnam pounded his chest and ran towards that way to send them off. Shuhi was nipping off the hull of strawberries that Hainyun gave her and looked up. Is Leader Kong not going back to Hanyang? Wait, she's still here? And I haven't spent any time with her? She's staying here for quite a long time for a busy Wait. I think I might have just found out the sweetest thing. Oh my goodness. Is she staying here until we decide to leave? Is she staying here to make sure I'm safe? Oh, I hope so, because that's what it seems like. Oh my goodness, I love a protective woman. She seems so comfortable as if she became the owner of this house. Well, it's Juhi, so... Now that you mention it, she really hasn't even gone out for at least once. Yeah, has she just been in her room? Wait. She did invite me to her room. Maybe I've just been too busy to go. Do we get to go now? Do I get my second chance? Don't get your hopes up, Bao. You know what happens when you get your hopes up. What is she doing? I think she's just making sure that we're okay, and that is the sweetest thing ever. Oh my goodness. Then there was a scream coming out the main building, and then a servant girl, Hainyun, came running with a deathly pale face. Wait, what? Oh dear, oh my. What? What is it? Why are you screaming like that? Mrs. Huang fainted. For a second I thought something bad happened to Leader Kong. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm a little concerned about Mrs. Huang. Sure, I guess. But, I'm not in love with Mrs. Huang. I'm in love with Leader Kong, and if something happens to her, I will never forgive this game. She passed out. Don't scare me like that. Don't bring up Leader Kong and then be like, there was a scream coming from the main building where she also happens to be staying. Don't do that. Oh my god. Ooh. Okay. Looks like we're heading to another part of the case, so I'm gonna call that one here because, well... Even though Leader Kong wasn't there, like, this was just so fucking much. With Juhi sending me to horny jail and us being horrendous matchmakers, I gotta stop it there. Oh my god. My side hurts from laughing so hard. And we'll pick up with this next episode, so thank you so much. Whoever happens to be watching this, like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out. And until next time, bye!